Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified HISS Haslab, the Cobra HISS gunner. This is the female, number 101. Now, yes, I have decided that I'm going to review each figure individually, just because, let's say you didn't get the HISS, you are looking to purchase the figures, you want to know if they're worth it. So I'm going to break them down. That way you don't have to watch a video of all three. Also, more content. Anyway, did I just say that? I did. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this. This is the female. She has the biggest loadout, so I really wanted to take a look at that and see which is, why she has such a bigger loadout and everything that comes with it. So anyway, different style of artwork. It looks really good. It all goes with the HISS. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Okay, 101, so she is the third of all the figures. On the back, it is a completely different look. So you have the figure right there, the shovel, the pickaxe, a weapon that I think they threw this in at the end. We didn't really see it. You have the weapon that I believe they all come with, and then the handgun. Then you have the 788 Cobra HISS. On the bottom, it says Semper Fidelis Serpents. Now, I know there are people that were in the Marines, or I'm not even sure if there's people in the Marines that were upset, but there were people upset saying, why would they have to use the Semperfi? If I remember correctly, there was something specific about why they did this. Like, it was already used. So, anyway, we are going to open this. We're going to take a look at her, pose it, looking, just do the regular review. What can I say? Anyway, let's get to this. No one wants to look at me. I've already got the HISS up and loaded. Hopefully you guys have watched it. It was 50 minutes. It was long, but I had to go through a lot of different stuff. So anyway, before we do this, if you like the content that I'm giving you, if you enjoy G.I. Joe stuff and you like what I do, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell notification so you are notified every time I do drop some sort of G.I. Joe, especially G.I. Joe Classified video. Now let's look at this. All right, let's get into this. These probably won't take all that long. So first off, let me mention, if you do buy this off someone, there is no tape on any of these, all right? So be sure that when you are buying it, they are not going to scam you. We already know about these swapping a-holes. Well, guess what? There's no tape on this. So if you were to look and be like, tape's been removed, or if you see tape on it, then you know they taped it up, and you're going to be asking yourself, well, why would you tape it up? All right, so here's our coffin, and these are not in black and white. And I really don't have a problem with them not being in black and white. They're trying to make it different, and I like it. They got black here, so it does have a nice look to it. Again, I love the black and white, but this doesn't look bad. Again, here you just have the picture of her. Now, onto this, and I have to say, I just quickly looked at this as I kind of rolled it around, and there's nothing on the bottom. 101 is here. Here's where you're supposed to grab it. Cobra's right here, and you're going to have 101. So if you were to spin it this way, they finally got it right at the end. But it tells you that it is the Cobra Gunner. If they did that, I probably wouldn't say that I hate every single one of them. All right, so here's the shovel in the cardboard. Now, quickly, this just kind of worries me. I've already felt some of the stuff, and we know that it's not the hardest plastic. You would think with something like this, they would have. So here's our shovel. Quickly looking at it. Again, a lot of flex to it. Very soft, but it is straight. And again, as I've mentioned, I can deal with it not being rigid if it goes back to where it needs to be. So looking at this thing, it looked like at first it was broken, but to me, it's clearly meant to have this rigid side over here. It has holes for a specific reason. I'm not really sure why, but someone can probably explain to me. It looks like this is probably a bottle opener. So there's a few different things going on here. Nice look to it. No paint apps, but all in all, it looks really nice. So I love what they did here. hopefully it stays straight and we don't have any issues with that. So here is the, I'm not even going to try to name it. I know what it is, and I just can't think of it. The Vector, right? Vector, everyone tell me. So here's the Vector that everyone's waiting for. Removable magazine. It's a very large magazine with a bayonet on it. I believe this is a Vector. Or it's a laser gun. Hard to say. But it has a big bayonet, nice paint app, so it does break it up. It does have a port for blast effects right there. And just looking at the design, it looks really nice. It'd be awesome if this could actually retract, but the stock doesn't, and I think it'd be too difficult, to be honest. But looking at this thing, it looks pretty good, and I hope so because we're going to be getting a lot of them. Put that over there. So here was the, I guess this is, I believe, an automatic shotgun, possibly. And you have the stock here. You got your rounds of ammo right here. So if it's not a shotgun and it's a machine gun of some sort, please tell me. I believe this is a shotgun though, like an automatic shotgun. I do like the way that it looks. It has ports for blast effects. The design is really nice. The bullets inside it look really nice. So you can kind of see that the drum is just kind of round up. And to me, it looks really nice, and it's staying on, which is good. So, is it straight? It does seem straight. Again, it's soft, but I can deal with that. We have to look at this one. So that is pretty straight. Again, I wish they weren't like that. I don't want anyone to take it as I don't, but I do understand certain things. So here we have the Mjolnir. The pickaxe with the hammer, which is also clearly meant to be used also as a weapon. It is fairly straight. It looks like it has a little bit of a curve to it. Again, it does flex. So much, only so much that you can actually do. Looking at the designs, again, it has these holes, so I would assume you're able to put stuff through there. Maybe it's rope that you want to tie to something. Same with the shovel. Again, it's obviously also meant to be used as some sort of weapon or cutting device. But it does have some nice ridges through it. Nice ridges through it. It has a really nice design. Now, don't get me wrong. Some paint apps on these would have been pretty nice. Maybe making this like a darker gray or silver. Same with this. Stuff like that really does go far. And it is disappointing that in a Haslab they didn't do that. Then you get this new style pistol. Again, no paint apps on it. It does have a hole for blast effects, and it does look pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. They've been doing a nicer job with these pistols. That's why they really got to get rid of that one that came with the Viper and all the original figures. They have so many nice pistols. I don't need them to make new ones all the time, but... So anyway, there you go. Pistol looks really nice. And then we got the 2 sets of fists, which are pretty much MMA gloves or an MMA style glove. My guess is this is something a little bit harder than just a regular glove. So when you punch someone, they are going to feel it and you are not. All right, so let's quickly take a look at this gunner and see if she's good. And I'm going to say that I'm assuming some of these parts are already being used. So quickly, look at the head here. And go through the articulation. She kind of looks up, so the neck kind of moves back and forth, side to side. You got your T-pose. Does she go up further than that? It's hard to say if she goes up further. Looks like that's about as far as the T-pose goes. Bicep swivel. Pinless. Moves really smoothly, all right? I do not feel like the arm is going to fall off. Again, this has been an issue with CoverGirl. Mine was already off. Zarana. So there have been a bunch of different issues. So, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You got the drop-down hips. They all have a waist movement like this. She can turn side to side. Double pinless knees. And I gotta say, this plastic that they use, it feels a little bit harder and ridgier, and I'm fine with that. I think that maybe just get the sheen on it. Then she has the thigh swivel. Right there. Ankle rockers. Ankles actually feel fairly loose. All right, so I heard, okay, so this is different. And I kind of heard Payne from Payne's Toy Samples talking about it. Give him a shout out, give him a follow if you aren't. So they have an ankle rocker here, but they also have an ankle twist. So you also can twist the ankle here, and then it just completely moves. So basically what this is, this would be the boot cut. They just didn't go up all the way. They did it lower. They did the same thing with Shipwreck, except Shipwreck has the jeans on, so you can't really see it. Where, if you look at some of the other figures, I'm going to use Valaverse with their Trigger figure, someone like that. He doesn't have a boot cut, so his ankles just rock back and forth, and you can't get as good of articulation as I would like. So with this here, they make it so you have the swivel. So basically it's the boot cut, but just lower there. All right. So let's kind of throw this pistol on her. Boom. Now this, we can already tell, is going to ride up. I ain't saying it. So you kind of got to move this back into place here. So quickly looking at this, it definitely looks like the HISS tank driver, except in female, so it's a little bit smaller. Has the same type of chest plate. The silver, I love the silver Cobra on specific characters going back to the O-ring days. The paint on it looks really good. It's got the black accent, obviously, with the blue. This whole piece just pops up. So I'm assuming if we take this off, it's probably going to be the same as the Valkyries and some of the other females that they're doing. And I'm perfectly fine with that. That's just how figures are. The belt here has a slate paint app, so a little bit of blue there. It looks really good. Pouches all the way around. Paint apps there for the elbow pad. And then obviously has like this display so she can kind of see what's going on. And with this one, it's just normal. Now, once I do the HISS driver, I will compare it to the O-ring figure. I would say these are thigh highs, which they kind of look like thigh highs, but yeah, I believe the HISS driver also has thigh highs. So, but the design on it, the sculpt on it is really, really nice. So let's throw her right here. Let's pop off the hands. Let's just see how the fist hands look. Now these do come off, so if you do decide to pop this off and throw it on another figure, she's going to have the same type of gauntlet that's over on this side, so you don't have to worry about that. And we can kind of throw this hand on her. It goes on pretty smoothly. It doesn't have a pop to it though, but that is one just pretty much looks flawless. Like it's just seamless, I guess is what you're saying, is what I'm saying. And it's hard to say if it's supposed to be the same glove. I'm looking at it here. I don't think it's supposed to be the same glove because it wraps up more on the knuckle. So to me, it does look like this is a glove that she's putting over. Maybe it's just going to go right over that. So I'm going to pop this off here. Throw that on. To the trigger finger back on. And let's see if we can get her to pose before we wrap this up. And we're going to go with this bad boy. Now, this worries me because this is a very large gun. And when you start using larger guns on some of these females, they just don't tend to work all that well. But let's see how fast, if possible. Now, can definitely do it, but it seems a little, in my opinion, it's too big. Now, I don't have a problem because, hey, weapons don't shrink because you're being held by someone smaller. And as someone smaller, I would understand that, right? But this is something that I would definitely use on the tactician or the HISS tank driver. So let's throw this bad boy on here. Let's drop her first, and let's go grab it. All right. So, I hate... you can see how that bends. I mean, that bothers me. I'm not going to lie. This type of stuff still bothers me. I don't like this. I don't like this on any weapon. For figures, because it's harder to get it into their hands. Now, obviously, it is possible because I just did it. So here we go. This tends to fit better. This overlay here of hers is just kind of weird. It's going to take a little bit longer to pose into really good position. Her ankles are really smooth when they move, though. I almost feel like they could get loose pretty easily. So, not my greatest pose, I'm going to say that. But you also have to kind of figure out how you're going to get her to hold this. I guess she's going to hold it by the knife when she's aiming. So, there we go. That is my quick review of the HISS Tactician. No, I'm sorry. This is the HISS Gunner. It's hard to remember. But she does stand. You have to do a little bit more work because she wants to be a little wobbly. So, all right. Let's wrap this up. All right, so my first impression of this figure is I like the figure. I think she looks really good. I'm not a fan of the weapons for her. And what I mean by the weapons, I mean both rifles. I guess the one I have her holding right now isn't that bad. The handle's kind of big for her small hands. And again, I don't think weapons should change sizes for the figures, but I do think that whenever you're doing a female figure, you should definitely put a smaller weapon with them. But I want them all to be in scale, and that's just because you have smaller figures, smaller people, they're gonna handle weapons and different things a little bit differently depending on their size. But other than that, it's a really good figure, very solid. I don't feel like the arms are gonna fall off, and that is the biggest plus. So anyway, if you are looking to get this in the aftermarket, or you haven't decided to open it up, here's your review of it. Enjoy. All right, so that is my review of the HISS Gunner. This is the Haslab exclusive. You've been watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, listen, if you're getting it on the aftermarket, just be sure that someone had to swap the figure because, again, there is no tape on it. So there's even less security for it. But, again, it's not really Hasbro's problem. They're not expecting people to be POSs and swap stuff. So anyway, I am going to get out of here. Again, if you are on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, A Punk with Toys, give me a follow. I definitely appreciate it. On the Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. And last but not least, listen, if you like the content that I've been giving you, if you like all this G.I. Joe, and God, I give you a lot of G.I. Joe. I know what the channel's turned into, a G.I. Joe channel. Wasn't supposed to. We still cover a lot of other content, but if you like G.I. Joe and I'm just rambling on, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. Now, I'm going to get out of here, but you stayed this long. If you missed it somehow, here's my whole Haslab HISS review, and here's the playlist to all the classified stuff that I reviewed so far, which is everything. Have a great night.